Grace had helped her friend organise every detail of the wedding and was beaming to finally see her find a man who loved her. However, on the way to the ceremony, an unexpected message made her shudder. "Don't let this ceremony happen." Now, Grace knew she needed to act, even without knowing what awaited her. Hello, my friends. I am Linda, and this is Linda's Love Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. The morning sun bathed the city in a golden light, promising a perfect day for a celebration of love. Angelina woke up early, her heart pounding with a mixture of emotions, anxiety, happiness, and a touch of disbelief. Today was the day of her wedding to William, a man who had brought light back into her life when she needed it most. As she got out of bed, Angelina looked at the white dress hanging on the wardrobe door. It was simple but elegant, just as she had always dreamed. Her fingers gently caressed the soft fabric, and a smile formed on her lips. It was hard to believe that just a year ago her life was completely different. Angelina had gone through an abusive relationship with Logan, her ex-boyfriend. It was months of emotional manipulation, excessive jealousy, and constant arguments that eroded her self-esteem. When she finally found the strength to end it, Angelina found herself lost, struggling to rediscover who she was without Logan's suffocating presence. It was at that moment that Grace, her best friend since childhood, proved to be a fundamental pillar. Grace was by her side every step of the way in her recovery, offering support, words of encouragement, and sometimes just a shoulder to cry on. Together they worked to rebuild Angelina's confidence, reminding her of her worth and the importance of self-love. Even a year after the breakup, Logan did not give up easily. Calls, social media messages, and even casual encounters on the street became frequent. Angelina did her best to ignore it, but Grace always warned her about the possibility that Logan might be watching her steps. The idea scared her, but Angelina refused to live in fear. It was on a sunny spring afternoon that destiny decided to intervene in Angelina's life. She was in a local park, sitting on a bench reading her favourite book, when a dog approached, placing its head in her lap. Surprised, Angelina looked around searching for the owner of the friendly animal. That's when she saw William for the first time. Tall, with brown hair slightly tousled by the wind and a warm smile, he approached, apologising for his dog's behaviour. What was supposed to be a brief encounter turned into hours of conversation about books, movies, and dreams for the future. In the months that followed, William proved to be everything Angelina never knew she needed. He was attentive without being overbearing, romantic without being excessive, and above all, he respected Angelina's space and decisions. She found herself smiling at the little surprises he prepared, from affectionate notes hidden in her bag to surprise picnics at the same park where they first met. One of Angelina's most cherished memories was of a rainy day when William showed up at her door with a colourful umbrella and 2 pairs of rain boots. "Let's dance in the rain," he said with a mischievous smile. And that's exactly what they did, laughing and twirling through the empty streets, feeling like children again. Angelina's friends adored William. At dinners and gatherings, he always had a joke at the ready or an interesting story to tell. His presence lit up the rooms, and the way he looked at Angelina, with evident love and admiration, did not go unnoticed by anyone. Everything seemed perfect, as if the pieces of Angelina's life were finally coming together. However, destiny had other plans. After 6 months of dating, William received news that shook the couple. The company he worked for was transferring him to a branch in another country. In 2 months, he would have to leave. The announcement hit like a bombshell. Angelina felt the familiar fear of loss begin to settle in her chest. But William, always full of surprises, turned what could have been the end into a new beginning. On a starry night, he took her on a boat ride on the city lake. Under the star-filled sky, William proposed to Angelina. "I don't want to spend another day away from you," he said, holding her hands. "Let's face this new adventure together. Will you marry me?" With her heart overflowing with love and emotion, Angelina said yes. The following 2 months were a whirlwind of preparations. They opted for a simple ceremony with only family and close friends. Grace, of course, was at the centre of it all, helping with every detail, from the choice of flowers to the arrangement of the small reception. On the morning of the wedding, Angelina's room was filled with laughter and anticipation. Her bridesmaids, led by Grace, helped with the final touches. The air was scented with the aroma of fresh flowers and the promise of a new beginning. Angelina, radiant in her white dress, gathered her friends for a photo. The moment was perfect, everyone smiling, eyes sparkling with happiness. Without much thought, she posted the image on her social media, sharing her joy with the world. With time running out and still much to be done, Angelina handed her phone to Grace. "Can you document the behind the scenes for me? I want to focus on soaking in every moment." Grace accepted the task with a smile, putting her friend's phone in her bag. The hours passed quickly, and soon it was time to leave for the ceremony venue. Grace was in the car, on her way to the location, when she noticed Angelina's phone vibrating insistently. Curious, she glanced at the screen and her heart froze. They were messages from Logan, Angelina's ex-boyfriend. Before she could process what she was seeing, her own phone rang. A text message from Logan flashed on the screen. "Don't let this ceremony happen." Panic began to set in for Grace. She knew how much Logan had hurt Angelina in the past and feared he might ruin the happiest day of her friend's life. When the phone rang again, she answered with hesitation. "Grace, don't let Angelina get married." Logan's desperate voice echoed from the other end of the line. "I love her, and you know she still loves me. She won't be happy. I just need to talk to her and—" Grace took a deep breath, gathering all her strength and determination. "Logan," she interrupted firmly, "for the first time in a long time, Angelina is experiencing a light-hearted love. She is with someone who truly loves and respects her. If you really love her, you have to let her move on with her life. Do something for yourself too, Logan. Seek help so that in the future you can also have a healthy relationship." There was a prolonged silence on the other end of the line. Grace could hear Logan's heavy breathing, imagining the internal struggle he must be going through. Finally, his voice returned, calmer and resigned. "Okay, Grace. Tell her I wish her to be happy." With her heart still racing, Grace hung up the phone. She knew she couldn't underestimate Logan, so she quickly sent messages to some mutual friends, asking them to keep an eye out for any sign of him at the wedding. The rest of the trip to the ceremony location was tense for Grace. She debated whether to tell Angelina about the incident, but decided she didn't want anything disturbing her friend's happiness on this very special day. Upon arrival, she was immediately swept into the final preparations, keeping a watchful eye out for any signs of trouble. The ceremony began promptly. When the doors opened and Angelina entered, a reverent silence fell over the place. She was stunning, her face illuminated by a radiant smile as she walked towards William. Grace watched, tears in her eyes, the look of pure love and admiration that William directed at his bride. The vows were exchanged, the rings placed, and finally, the couple was declared husband and wife. The small congregation burst into applause and congratulations. Grace felt a weight lift off her shoulders. The wedding had taken place without incident and Logan had not shown up. During the reception, Grace watched Angelina and William dancing, laughing, and celebrating with their loved ones. Their happiness was contagious and Grace felt a deep sense of peace. She knew she had done the right thing by protecting this moment for her friend. As the night progressed, Grace finally relaxed completely. She joined the celebration, dancing and toasting to the happiness of the newlyweds. Seeing Angelina so radiant and full of life was the greatest reward she could ask for. At the end of the night, when Angelina and William were preparing to leave for their new life in another country, Grace hugged her best friend tightly. "I am so happy for you, Angie," she whispered, tears of joy in her eyes. Angelina returned the hug with equal intensity. "Thank you for everything, Grace, for always being by my side, for helping me get here. You are more than a friend. "You are my sister." With promises to keep in frequent contact and plans for future visits, the couple left amid a shower of rice and good wishes. Grace watched them depart, her heart filled with love and hope for her friend's future. In the months and years that followed, Angelina and William built a happy life together in their new home. Logan, true to his final word, never contacted them again. Grace sincerely hoped that he had found the help he needed to heal his own wounds. Angelina's story served as a powerful reminder for Grace and for everyone who knew her. It was proof that true and healthy love exists, and that it is possible to overcome painful experiences to find happiness. It was also a warning about the importance of being aware of abusive behaviours and the need to protect not only ourselves but also those we love. Grace learned a valuable lesson about the importance of privacy in the digital age. Angelina's innocent social media post almost had serious consequences. Since then, she has become more conscious about what she shares online, encouraging her friends to do the same. In the end, Angelina and William's wedding was not only a celebration of their love, but also a symbol of overcoming, growth, and the transformative power of healthy relationships. It was a new chapter not only for the couple but for everyone who witnessed their journey, reminding everyone that, with love, support, and courage, it is possible to write a happy ending even after life's most challenging chapters. If you enjoyed, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment with a number from 1 to 5 to let us know how much you liked the story. Also, watch the video that is currently on your screen. See you soon.